How's it going? Hope everybody's doing good. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there we are. Perfect. I'm posting over here, you guys. I'll tell you guys in a minute what happened. Hello. Okay, pinning. Thanks for coming on, you guys. You may have seen me a few minutes ago. When I didn't know that I had pressed going live. Hey, happy Tuesday. Hey, Donna. So that was funny. In case you guys missed it just a few seconds ago, or like a couple minutes ago, I was setting up my phone, doing all the things. Hey, Tina. I know Tina saw it. And I'm like setting my stuff up, and all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, that's me. I'm live. I didn't realize it. No, you did not get kicked out. I accidentally hit go live and I wasn't ready to go live. I was setting my stuff up. So all of a sudden I see it and I'm trying to stop it and it would not stop. And then my husband was calling at the same time. So it was super funny. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so if you guys saw it, it's been deleted. But in case you missed it, I have like a little step stool where I set up the camera. So I was actually sitting in it at one point. It was pretty funny. Hey, Tracy. Yeah, because and then I look at and it was like 4 minutes long that I was on. I had no idea. I'm pretty sure I cursed at least once. I'm like, oh my gosh. That was funny. That was pretty funny. It's like, oh, why am I on there? And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, the live button is on. That's why. I'm like, oops. And it's like I'm trying to stop it. It just would not stop. I was like, what? I'm like, stop, stop. So that was pretty funny. Okay. We're good. Thanksgiving week. What do we expect? Okay, you guys. So today, we're actually doing 2 projects. So I pinned it at the bottom, and you can find the stuff for both of these. So we're gonna do a lantern swag. Hence why I have a lantern here. So I had a couple people asking about lantern swags. Yes, at the end. Oh yeah. This is I realized I'm like, oh. And then after I said it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm live, and I said it. So never happened. Never happened. Yeah. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. So yeah, so we're going to be doing 2 projects tonight, you guys. We're going to be doing a lantern swag. I had some people asking about lantern swags. In case you don't know what a lantern swag is, it's, so you have these lanterns, right? I got this one. And you want to put like florals on it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's super easy. You can use any florals, any sprays. So we wanted, because I do have this one, it has the black on the top. And then it, you know, has the wood on here. I actually picked, like this kind of coppery brown. Then I got a couple of these magnolia leaf picks. Then I got one of these. And then I got this. Look how pretty that is. And I thought, you know, it's a natural, but this like really will go really pretty with that. So this is going to go together, and we're going to make a lantern swag for this. And then the second one, it's just going to be an easier wreath. It's going to be, we're going to be using 4 of these, and we're going to be putting them on an 18-inch grapevine. And we're going to be using this ribbon for it. Oh, and on this one, on the lantern swag, we're going to be using that ribbon. Look, I love this one. So, hey Dallas. So yeah, so let's do a lantern swag for this. So these are kind of easier projects, you guys. But they do, you know, they make a difference. They look cute. Oh, there's my scissors. I'm like, where's my scissors? So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this as the base on the bottom. So then what I do with these, you guys, is I'll take them and I'll spread some of the leaves. Oh, hold on. And I'll pull that whole entire label off. I mean, it's going to probably go covered, but I still need to. Did you see? Oh, I did. Oh, yes, the sign I did. That's the picture you sent me, Trina? Yes. I saw the messages. Nice. Very nice. Okay, you guys. So we're going to take this spray and we're going to do this to it. So as you can see, that's awesome. So we're going to cut this. See, how's that long? We're going to cut that off, okay? Because we just want kind of the top on there. So we're actually going to, and we're going to cut it about this short. I'm still going to leave just a little bit here. Yes. Beautiful, Trina. So we're going to start off like this, okay? Just make sure they're to the snowy side. So you're kind of making your own little swag, right? So you've got it like this, is what we're doing. So when you start off. Then we're going to take this kind of really pretty coppery one. That label over here. And, you know, it's just a little spray like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn these ones this way. So you're doing this. And we're going to spread them out so that same thing as the bottom. Just make sure they're not upside down. And we're doing this bit. Okay? So now we're going to put this on top of this one. So what I may do is I may take this pine cone off for right now. It's got wire on it, and then add it because it's kind of getting in my way a little bit, but I do want it. So let's see. We're just going to unwrap it from here. Sometimes they put them on there and they're kind of like, it's getting in my way. So we're just going to move this bottom one. And if I can figure out how they did it. Oh, there it is. And they're really easy usually to come off. They're just twisted on there. The design will be a showstopper for the event I'm doing. Nice. I've been in my laser Black Friday sale happening. I don't know. Actually, right now, she's got the code Mary, and all Christmas is 25% off. Actually, I did not ask her. I should have asked her. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, so we're going to take that bottom one off. This is kind of unraveling a little bit, so we're going to put a little dab of glue on there. So yeah, so there is currently a 25% off sale right now on all of Christmas, and use the code Mary, M-E-R-R-Y. Hey, Amber. So there we go. We're just putting a little dab of glue so that doesn't undo. Sometimes when you cut them down, because it's paper, or they use, sometimes they wrap it with string, okay? So now we've got this and this. We're just going to layer them, okay? That's all we're doing, you guys. So we're pulling this so it's over here. And we're trying to center in a little bit, okay? That's what we're doing. We're centering. And we're going to pull these some of these up like this. Yes. Okay, so some of them are going to be in the background and some are going to be in the forefront. And then once again, this has got a longer stick, so we're just going to give it a little trim. Okay, so we're building our little base here is what we're doing. And we're going to zip tie these together, okay? So that's what I'm saying. It's not complicated. It's actually pretty easy on that. We're going to take that other pine cone and probably put it back. Now we're going to take one of our magnolia picks. So all we're doing here, you guys, is we're layering and then we're bringing some of the pieces forward and leaving some behind. That way you can see everything. I may end up taking this one off too, and then we'll add it afterwards. Because they're kind of big and chunky. They're really pretty, but they're going to kind of get in the way. We can always bring them back in. Use your needle nose. That way you're not ruining your fingers trying to get these off. And you can use any snowy spray. Okay, I just grabbed this one because I liked it. Okay. Come on, buddy. Cannot be that difficult to come off. I lied, it can. Okay, there we go. So we're going to set that aside. Okay, so now we're going to take this one. We're going to spread it out. And this has the little pine cones, so those are fine. And we're going to put one here. Okay. And make sure you can see the brown, you can see the leaves. Okay. Now we're going to take our other one and we're going to do the same thing, just towards the bottom. So we're doing one to each side, you guys. And all we're doing is we're just stacking. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to make it so that both of them are, you kind of have the same amount peeking out, right? So this one, we put that one on top. We're going to put this one towards the back. Spread out our little bit of our greenery here. That one. And then usually what I try to do, so if I did the snowy one on this side and the brown on this one, I'll do the opposite on the other side. So it kind of evens out. Go down the middle there. So I'm going to zip tie there now, and then we'll add our magnolia. You can add as many zip ties. You can add the different layers as you go. I tend to like adding just a couple. I don't want to do too many zip ties. No, it's way too big. I'm going to use the smaller ones. So we're going to do this here. And now you can add however many you want to do, okay? Got one there. Got one here. But yeah, I tend to add less. Like I don't want it just being Zip ties galore, you know. Use your needle nose to kind of get those. And you're going to put one in the center as well, so. And then remember, we're going to put a bow on there, and that's going to have a zip tie as well. Okay, same thing over on this side. We're just tightening that a little bit. Now we're going to do one here in the center. Okay, so far we have this, okay? We're going to take our magnolia here. So see, this has like a super long stem. We're going to give that a little trim. Make sure you cut those so it doesn't rip anything off. And now when I put like something like this, because it's going to be facing this way, you know, they come like this, I will bend it. So a lot of times I will take my needle nose and just kind of bend that neck a little bit. So it kind of does this bit. Just so it's kind of facing outward more. Okay? So we're going to take this and we're going to cut this probably like that. It's about that long there. And this is going to go towards the top here. Okay? That underneath right here, and that's going to get covered there. What you can do as well, a lot of times, like if it's going to be, I may cut that even shorter so it doesn't come out too far on the bottom there. So we're going to have this be like this. Okay. We're going to get a little bit bigger zip tie than the one I have right there. And we're going to zip tie this in. Then we're going to make a bow for this. I'm going to show you guys. This is going to get covered, so it's fine. So right now, you've got this. Look how pretty that is. So this is going to go on a lantern. So I've got this one here. You can probably use a bigger lantern, but this will go like this. That'll be really pretty on there. Hey, hey, Barb. Okay, so we can come in. And what I'm going to do is, so I want this more slender pine cone to be on the top. So it's got that wire on there. I may have to replace that wire. Let's see, I've got another little piece over here that I grabbed. So whenever you do your pine cones and you want to wire them, all you're going to do, if you guys haven't done this before, all you're going to do is you're going to take wire and you're going to find, see how there's like little gaps there? Just take it across there until it meets up. Okay? And now you just give it a couple twists and now you've got a wire there and you can attach it wherever you want. Okay? Easy peasy. Hey, hey, Stella. Okay, and I'm going to put this pine cone up here. So I gave that a couple twists. Depending on the gauge wire that you use, the thicker it is, the less you have to worry. But if you overspin it, it'll break off. Okay, so that's just keep that in mind. So we're going to bring that wire and take it down here, and we're going to wrap it around. And all you're going to do is you're just coming here and you're just putting it on there. And that's it. Remember, you don't want to over tighten it. So usually what I do is I give it like 1, maybe 2 little spins. And then what you do is do like a little loop. And then you just spin it around that. Okay. And we're just going to cut a little bit extra off. See, and now you've got a pine cone up there. So, not hard. Okay, we're going to make a bow for this, and that's going to cover this area here, but you're still going to be able to see your florals. So you can use 2.5-inch ribbon. You can use 1.5. I actually grabbed that 2.5 because I liked the colors on it. Okay. And then we'll move it around a little bit depending on what, you know, where we're at. We may not use this big one. I may just keep that one. Hey, Karen. Happy Thanksgiving, friend. And I may take one of these little ones here and move it over to the bottom. Thing. I'm just going to take a little piece of wire, put it in there. Oh, what's everybody making for Thanksgiving? Oh, I know turkey, usually. Does anybody do like ham? Because I know there's people that don't like turkey. We do turkey. I'm a huge turkey person. So, we're having turkey. What kind of sides is everybody making? I'm going to make some pie. Okay, so we're going to set this aside and then we're going to make a bow. Move all this stuff. Let's get the bow maker, you guys. So here's the thing. So I'm saying pie. Or I want to make a pumpkin cheesecake. I am such a sucker for pumpkin cheesecake. I love pumpkin cheesecake. So we're going to be using this ribbon. Look how pretty. This will look really pretty for natural. I'll show you guys how pretty this looks. Close up. Look at that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So we're going to dovetail this. And we're actually going to do one little bit shorter tail and then just one longer tail. Because it is 2.5-inch ribbon, I don't want it to be like so overpowering, okay? So we're going to put this in. We're going to make our shorter tail about 6.5. And then we're going to do this loop at 6. Right? So I'm a huge pumpkin pie person. Huge pumpkin pie person. I love me some pumpkin pie, guys. We're going to do 1. I think I'm doing this bit. I pumpkin plain, no nuts or chips, and I also made pumpkin bread. Which I love pumpkin with, like pumpkin bread with chocolate chips, or pumpkin cookies with chocolate chip. Oh, I will love you forever. Almond Joy cookies. Ooh, chocolate chip. Girl, Tracy girl. Yeah, I am such a sucker for pumpkin and chocolate. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so we're going to do this and this. We're going to bring this down We're going to cut it kind of long, but then I may trim it, okay? Hey, Sabrina. I provide the food, kids are cooking it. Nice. So yeah, so we're doing it in our friends. We usually do, we have really close friends that we always do Thanksgiving with. And one's bringing the turkey, one's bringing the sides, and I'm bringing dessert. That's how that's going. So. Okay, and we're going to do a little bit shorter tail again. So this time it's going to be about 5.5. And that's a 6. We're going to make this a 5. Yeah, y'all know, I mean, it's Thanksgiving. We got to eat some good stuff. We're going to make that 5 as well. Put that there, there. Then we're going to bring this down. And this is just going to be right about there. It's about a 7. Breaker and yours made the best. Oh, bread pudding. Yeah. I love bread pudding. I know a lot of people like bread pudding, but I love bread pudding. Anybody, if I go somewhere to eat and one of their desserts that they have is bread pudding, I'm all over it. Pumpkin bread pudding. Oh, that sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. To find somewhere that does that. That sounds so good. Let's see. Okay, we're going to do that, and then we're going to use this little bit bigger zip tie. Okay, you guys? So we're just going to lift this up, my finger, thumb, straight up. Super pretty. Yeah. So, like, I love homemade pumpkin pie, but, y'all, have you ever had the pumpkin pie from Costco? It's delicious. Oh my gosh. They make really good pumpkin pie. And we're going to set that over there. Chocolate bread pudding? No. Oh, no. That sounds amazing though. Just going to clip that. And here's our pretty bow for this. Ooh, look how pretty. Okay, guys. So now we're going to grab a little bit here. And I may have to cut these little pine cones. I love them, but I may have to move them. They got to go somewhere else. See, can I just yank it out? Oh, yes, I can. Woo. I'm gonna put them. We're gonna move them around. There we go. Okay, so let's put this on here. Blueberry cobbler. Oh, apple. Ooh, apple strudel. Okay, in case you can't tell, I love me some pastries. Okay, and we're just gonna wrap that around. So with wreaths, I usually tell you to put it, you know, through, but with this, you got to wrap it around, guys. Got to wrap it around. So here's the thing. We're going to do a couple little teeth there. Set that down. Fine. But we need pipe cleaner. Now you can use wire, you can use pipe cleaner. I'm just going to grab a pipe cleaner because the black on top of that is just black. So, and all you're going to do is you're going to bring this back here, fold it in half. It's usually easier if you just fold your pipe cleaner in half before you try and mess around with it. And that way it just goes straight there. I'm just going to put that in the center. And we're just going to tighten this. And that's what you're going to use to tie it around. Okay? Look how pretty this is. Got our magnolia leaves. So we're making this fluffy. I may cut this, well, I kind of do it this way. It'll be fun. Okay, there we go. So I don't want it covering up so much of my stuff here. So we're going to do that. We're going to move it a little bit this way. Okay. There we go. Apple fritters for breakfast. Cooked apple. Oh my gosh. Y'all. I love Thanksgiving. All the fun food. All the yummy stuff. Yes, ma'am. Okay, and then all you're going to do is you're just going to take your pipe cleaner and just going to give it a couple twists. And now you're ready. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. And then what you do is you take this. So usually the way that I put them is I try and kind of put them on the side there so you can still see your lantern, all right? So we're going to take that pipe cleaner. Going to wrap it around the top here. You guys see if I can see that. Back here. The pipe cleaner is easiest because you can just give it a couple of twists. Now, I do the long ones because sometimes people take them off of their lanterns and decide to put somewhere else, right? Like on banister or anywhere else. And so you want to give them that option. So that's why I do that. And then you can just fold it up and put it underneath. Happy Thanksgiving, Mary Ellen. The other thing that I do, you guys, when I do these, so they're very stiff, right? I will like kind of bend these towards the lantern a little bit, right? So when they're straight like this and just kind of like make it maybe hug the lantern a little bit. All right, so you hold it and you kind of just, so it's a little bit closer to the lantern, if that makes sense. All right, there's just kind of a little bit over. I didn't tighten it super tight on there, but look at that. All right, and see how that's coming out? So I'm saying just kind of, just a little bit. And this would look great on like a taller lantern. I grabbed this one. I can't find my taller one. You could also put it lower if you want to put, but thank you, Dallas. Thank you, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, I know. It's almost here, you guys. All right, and so now you see the snowy, the leaves, but look at that combo there. Look how pretty that is, and that little champagne magnolia. So super fun. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna do that other wreath. Also, too, when you put it on the side, you know, you can take this off so easily. You can adjust it. The other thing too is sometimes I'll get lanterns that have little holes like this. And I'll put it through there and tighten it a little bit lower if I want to put it lower. Okay? So it just depends on how you like it. Some people like them higher. Some people like them lower. Some people like them down, for, you know, more to the side, more towards the front. So it just kind of depends. It's a preference. I just put it on the side right here. Especially because this has a little door, so then you can still see the door. But it's pretty. Look at that. Okay, we're going to set this aside. Nice. Okay. Have these little pine cones. Set those there. Thank you, thank you. Right, and that's easy. It's just a couple of sprays. You just zip tie them together. You put a bow in the center, and you're good. The only thing is how you know, if you decide to do a 2.5 inch ribbon or 1.5 inch ribbon. She didn't have that in 1.5. 1.5 would have probably been nicer, right? Because then you can do kind of the longer tails or even 7/8. So, but that's the one. Okay. So the next one that we're going to do, you guys, we're doing some easier, quicker projects for today, right? So we're going to be taking this 18-inch grapevine that's behind me. And then we're going to take 4 of these Look at these. Look how okay, I don't know if you guys can tell. There's green and then it's like silver glitter. So we're going to take these. You guys, isn't that like, right? I love lanterns. Lanterns are so pretty. It's like, especially when they mix, you know, like the wood and the metal. I really like those. Oh, take that off. It's bright green. Okay, you guys. So we have here our 18-inch. Oh, she had a really thick one this time. This wreath is beefy. All right, nothing on it. And all we're doing is we're kind of just seeing little parts that are kind of sticking out that would maybe, maybe scratch a door. That's all we're doing. And all we do is clip, clip. Don't worry, guys. I shop back. I shop back afterwards. Huh? No, that's all we're going to do. So then I kind of look at it and then see. These are going up here. Which, if it'll lay flat. Flat. Okay, other side. Kind of lays a little bit flatter there. And that's all you're doing. Because since it's going to go up against the door, you want to make sure that it lays flat. Someone asked me that, so I was like, hey, then I kind of look at it. Okay. And this is something that I do, but that's because I kind of always kind of squeeze them a little bit so that they're not so round. Round is fine, but I always kind of like, engage your core, you guys, engage your core. And then it kind of makes it a little bit more not as round. If you like them totally round, that's fine. That's just something I do. I always kind of like, but if you put it up against the ground and then use your weight. So, hey Tracy. So that's what I do. And then I'll just set it up here. And there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these. We're going to make this pretty easy. So we've got 4 of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bend them a little bit. And these are pushers, by the way, which is amazing. Because a lot of times when you have that big gap, I kind of try and fill that gap in. Do you, Patricia? Yeah. I'm like, I just want a little bit of, you know, just a little something, something. There's nothing wrong with round wreaths, okay? I just always like to me, I just like, that's my personal preference. So all we're going to do, you guys, is we're going to come in here and we're going to do some of this. So we're going to take this. See how it's kind of crooked? It's kind of, so I try and make it to the shape of the grapevine. Put it in there. And then I'm going to zip tie that in place and use a dab of glue at the end. Okay? This is a really thick grapevine, you guys. Push through. There we are. Perfect. Putting that right there. Now we're doing this. Woo! There we are. Then I push it back through. And I push it so it comes out towards the back. Yeah. And then I yank it so that where you put that tie kind of goes into the wreath. No, I should have done it the other way. So there's usually one way that's easier to push through than the other, or make it spin. There we go. Okay. So that's usually what I do. All I'm doing is just spinning it. And that way when you cut it, it's inside of the wreath and it's not going to scratch you. There we go. One down. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side. Now see how some of these, they'll come straight out? So what I'll do is I'll kind of push them out and then just kind of bend them so that they're more to the shape of the wreath. That way they're not like sticking out wonky, right? Okay, so we've got 4 of these. We're going to put the, so usually how I start off when I'm doing ones like this is then I go to the other side and I do the other one. Same thing, we're going to take this, give it a little, right, shape it a little bit. Push those there. I love that this is a pusher, so you're not going to have like a giant gap. Because I will push it in all the way to there. So now we're going to come over here on this side. Try and make sure it's symmetrical. So right about there sounds good. How we're doing. Just putting it into the grapevine. Okay. When you're doing it, you're pushing it into the grapevine, not through the grapevine. Okay. Again, we can bend some of these so they're kind of more to the shape. Same thing. We're going to take another zip tie. Go through there. There we go. Sometimes you will need your needle nose. So here's what you do. Grab it. And then you just push it through. And that way it goes exactly where you want it to go. There you go. And you just let it go. Pull that back out. There it is. Push that back through, same like the other one, till it goes through the outside, the wreath, and then we're just going to chop it off. Okay. So you're doing this bit. Okay, so here's 2 of them so far. So now what I do here is I will go and I'll fill in here. And then I'll use my 4th one. So some people like leaving a gap. They like leaving a gap, or they don't care if it's, they're not worried about if it's all flat. I like to kind of fill it all in. Okay? That makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to bend it a little bit to each side. I'll show you what I mean. And then we start pulling them in like this. Okay? And then see how that's going to start filling in that gap. Now you could also put like a burlap up there, you know, the twine to do that. What I'm doing is just like that. You want to make sure you're putting them into. So right now I'm not adding any glue yet. I'm going to go back afterwards. I just want to show you how to do this real quick here. Okay, so see, it starts filling in. Kind of bending it to each shape. So on each side, you're bending it accordingly. See? Other side. And see how that's filling in? So here's the other thing. I'm going to put a bow up there, but I want to make sure that it's got greenery behind it. So I'm also going to take some of these and cut them down a little bit. And they're going to be doing this bit. Okay. So not everybody does that. Some people prefer not to do that. I always like to have them, I still like to have my greenery up on the top, okay? So it's kind of going down. We can bend these down a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to take our last one here. Cut this one in half. Now I'm going to go through afterwards and I'll glue. Just right now I wanted to show you guys how to do this. Oh no, your last one. Okay, apparently we have a little extra piece here. Don't know where that came from. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So I always like to have like that. I like it to be all the way around. Not just on the sides there. To me, I think it looks fuller that way. It looks nicer that way. And then the other thing we're going to do, or that I do, is I bring some down. So I want it there, right? All the way through. Pushing these. Just be a little bit more filled in here. One on the other side. Okay. See how now we've got that? We've got two extra pieces. So what we'll do is, this is really thick right now, so that's why I'm not doing any glue yet, because I just want to show you guys real quick. Okay. Now we're going to take it on the other side and do the same thing. So it's adding some more length down. Now I try to make them so that they're the same length. Hold on. Okay. There we are. Right, I don't want one to be considerably longer than the other. So look at that. So we're going to make a bow for this, you guys. And we're just using white because it is silver and green. So I want something that's going to kind of break that up. Okay. So you see here. Okay. So we're going to take this white. And we're using, this one's a 7/8, you guys. This one. We're going to dovetail this. And we're going to make some long tails, okay? So we want, I'm going to do 24-inch tail, okay? So 24-inch tail. Put it in here. And we're going to do a 6-inch loop. So one on each side there. Two. Okay. So we're going to do 2. We're going to match these tails up. Going to dovetail that. Then we're going to come back in with this. Dovetail that. And we're going to do a little bit shorter. So we're going to do them about 12 inches. So the second set of tails is going to be 12 inches. Now, these loops are going to be 5.5. So 5.5 there. And we're going to do 1 tail up. So we did 1 down, 1 up. Okay? So we're going to dovetail this right there. Now we're going to do the last one. We're going to do a loop in the center, y'all. We're going to do a bump. So we're going to dovetail that. Bring this over here so it matches. And then we're going to do a 3-inch bump. Y'all know I like the bump. And then we're going to bring this down, and it's going to be about 6 inches. Dovetail that. Move our ribbon over here, y'all. Let's grab a zip tie. Actually, 2. Here we go. Thumb on one side. Pointer finger on the other. Squeeze and lift straight up, you guys. There we go. Take our zip tie in the back. Okay. Put that up. Here we go, you guys. Give that a little tug. So now we've got a loopy bow. So now we're going to go on the top here, put it through the grapevine. Actually, I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put it through the grapevine. It's a really thick grapevine, you guys. I have to keep emphasizing that. It's like I can't even, y'all, where'd it go? There it is. Sometimes our grapevines are nice and thick. This one, she chunky. There we go, pushing that through. Same thing over here on the top. Guys, let me explain that this is a really thick grapevine. Because even though I'm using a really long zip tie, it's actually almost barely not catching. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. Set that up there. Move our tails down over here. Our bump. Putting our tails up, you guys. And then we've got these long tails, so you can either leave them just long like that or do one of these. Okay. Or you can even, you guys, you take this and you roll it. Roll, 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 roll. Then when you get about there, you just kind of pull that out if you want to do that. Okay? I kind of like that bit. But there she is, you guys. Silver and white. Beautiful. I'll go in, do some glue, and get that going there. Look how pretty that is. So if you're into silver and white, there you are. So those are our two, you guys. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, y'all. Remember, it is pinned at the bottom. If you guys want to pick all this stuff up, don't forget all the Christmas stuff is 25% off with the code MARY, okay? So go shopping. Right? They're quick, they're simple, not hard, and they look fantastic. Okay, you guys, everybody, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Eat lots of fun, yummy stuff. I am. Okay, you guys, I will not be back on Thursday. Obviously, it's Thanksgiving, but I will be back on Tuesday. Okay, you guys, I'll see you guys later. Have a great holiday. And everyone, give all your friends and loved ones hugs and kisses. What I see in your spool ribbon to keep them from unrolling. What? Oh, pins. Pins. Just literally little stick pins that look like that. Of course, I picked a white one. Sorry. That's it. They are your best friend. They do not damage your ribbon either. They're amazing. So yeah, that's it for tonight, you guys. So everybody have a great one. Yes, you too. Okay, you guys. I'll see you guys later. Have a great holiday. Bye, guys.